Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Peace to my beautiful people from this beautiful land. I love you. And I'm in love with you. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. We know the truth now. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Eb Flint. Eb Flint. Roll the corn. Hit the like button, hit the share button, put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. We know the truth now. Roll the corn. Share the live, share the live, share the live, share the live. Share the live. Share the live, share the live. Put where you're from, put the corn in the chat. Respect my kicks, what up? Pennsylvania. Rashida Roselle, roll the corn. I love you and I'm in love with you. Hit the like button, hit the share button, put where you're from, put the corn in the chat. Now, today, I'm going to go through some old newspaper clips. Phoenix, Arizona, what's up? I'm going to go through some old newspaper clippings today. Mississippi, big dream creators. Casey Macon, follow Casey Macon. Nisi. I'm going to go through some old newspaper clippings today. I want to show y'all what they were finding in these caves and what kind of stuff that these people know that was in these caves and in these ancient spots that that they turn into churches and grottos and stuff like that. They turn this stuff into grottos and churches and all this other type of stuff. And I'm going to show y'all what it was before it became a grotto, what it was before it became a church, what it was before it became monuments that these people put up. The old newspaper going to explain all the stuff that this stuff was before it became what it is today. And it's the same stuff I've been teaching the whole time about these colleges and churches and state parks and all of that, right? So, the first receipt, the swass, familiar to us here in the Southwest of the oldest symbol in the world, the oldest mystery. You find it engraved on primitive tools dug up in the mounds in Ohio, Tennessee, Mississippi mound builders who inhabited America before the Indians. Founded in the ancient ruins of Alaska, Mexico, Brazil, Egypt, Babylonia, China, Japan, India, Assyria, Phoenicia, Persia, Tibet, Greece, and nearly every other country in the world, including obscure islands. Buddha, according to the myth, carved the swastika on the soles of his sandals, and oriental statues of him often have the feet decorated to correspond. Now, this is showing that the ancient mound building culture is the start of all of these other cultures. They don't want to tell you that, but this is the start of all these other cultures. Right in the Mississippi River. Egypt culture, ancient Mexico, China, Japan, Phoenicians, Sidonians, Greece, Tibet, Persia, the ancient land, looking just like the mound builders coming from the Mississippi River. Ohio, Tennessee, Mississippi mound builders. Before the Indians. Before the Indians, the Native Americans. Them mounds ain't Native American mounds, people. Them people are inhabiting and living on our ancient ancestors' Kodesh, holy land. Land set apart from the rest of the land. That's what that means. Holy land or land set apart for certain people. So, when we talk about all these other cultures, you must understand that there was one culture all at one time that done all this stuff. They try to separate these cultures, but one culture in America had Buddha, the swastika, Egyptian symbols, Mexico, ancient Mexico. Ain't no Mayans if it wasn't for these mound builders. Ain't no damn Egyptians. Ain't no ancient Japan and India. Ain't no damn Middle East. Ain't no Greece. Ain't none of that shit if it wasn't for our culture. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Our culture is the origin of all these other cultures. It started here. Long before they ever even took it to other places and evolved it over time. I want you to know that. You must look at this thing different now. You must look at it different. Where did this knowledge come from? Who are these bloodlines? What are the different bloodlines teaching on different areas of the world? Right? Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Aztec culture relics found in Missouri soil. Evidence seems to link the mound builders of North America to the Central Americans. Evidence seems to link the mound builders of North America with Central Americans. Who are the ancient Central Americans? Who are the ancient Central Americans? Put it in the chat. Who are the ancient Central Americans? Put it in the chat. Who knows? The Olmec, the Mayan. You get it now? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? The Olmec bloodline come from the Mississippi River mound builder bloodline, people. The Mayan bloodline come from the Olmec bloodline coming off the Mississippi River bloodline, people. Do you get it? Don't separate this stuff no more. They want to separate that to make you think you are not them people. You are. The land you live on in the southeast is the origin of the Mayans and the Olmecs, the Andean culture, the Moshi Indians, the damn Totonac melanated Indians in Mexico that was living on the pyramids. All that shit connected right to the American Choctaw. The melanated Choctaw, same bloodline as the Olmecs, the Mayans, the goddamn Totonac Indians, the Indians, pyramid builders in South America, same damn people. The Egyptians, the damn Sumerians, all that shit come from down through there. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it with receipts. Let's keep going. Evidence seems to link the mound builders of North America with Central Americans, right? Mound builders. Thousands of mounds have been located within the present borders of the state. Indicate seems to point probability, if not absolute certainty, right? That these mound builders were either the burial places or observation mounds of the Aboriginal tribes. Yet the origin of the serpent mounds made in the shape of an animal in Ohio Valley, these are the ancestors of all these people who went around the world and built great civilizations later after they attained the knowledge on the origin land, Tamari. Facts. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Yet the origin of serpent mounds and other mounds made in the shape of animals in the Ohio Valley, indicating a certain artistic culture, is not so easily accounted for. Some of the pyramidal-shaped mounds found in the Gulf states, notably the Nuna Waya, it got U right here, but it's really N-U-N, mound in Mississippi, sacred to the ancient Choctaws, seem to be established a suggestive connection with the Aztecs, races in Mexico, and Central America. The migration legend of the Choctaw traced their origin habit, they say, to Mexico. No, it's the other way around. The origin is in the south. Then it goes to Mexico because the pyramid stones are after the mounds, right? They're trying to learn it in these papers, but they ain't got it all together. They're trying to get there, but they ain't got it all together. The ancient culture comes from the Mississippi River. Then it goes to Mexico. So it's the same bloodline of the mound builders with Olmecs, Mayans. This before the Tutushi. This before the Zai Amaru tribe. This is way before that. Where do you think the bloodline stem from? On the Mississippi River. Let's keep going. The theory that early civilizations of the country, now covered by the United States, might have been linked with the mysterious people who worked in Central America and Mexico. High state of culture than was ever attained by the Native American. Native Americans, y'all are not the civilized culture that was on the land. Right? These are the original American Indians, the ones that come from the bloodline of the mound builders and the ancient Mexico and ancient Central American people. Let's keep going. Comes to recent report of discoveries of Aztec characters on rocks, walls in the state of Nevada. These markings resemble Egyptian hieroglyphics and showing kinship with the stone carvings of Central America, are considered important for archaeologists as they are the first to be discovered so far north within the territory of the United States. Yet Missouri may lay claim remains apparently the Aztec in origin that would seem to point to the least the probability of some time in the slim remote past of people whom temples and stone structures and undeciphered hieroglyphics in the southern countries have given the scientists trouble, right? Either dwelt in the thought of the Mississippi Valley, right? Mississippi Valley, either that or so-called mound builders must have been commercial. Let's keep going. Right? Commercial intercourse to some degree with people of Mexico and Central America. They all connected, people. Mississippi Valley, Mexico, Olmec, Mayan, all connected. The Mississippi mound building people are the ancestors of the Olmecs, then it goes into the Mayans. Do you get it? Let's keep going. (1907) interesting discovery of copper plates, plainly of Aztec origin, was made in Duncan County, Missouri, right? These plates have been the artistic indica of strange races in Mexico and Central America, whose sculpture descriptions have given the technologists so much trouble, and whose architecture remains are today being freshly explored with the hope of finding some key to their mysteries. They represent the eagles, the double eagle, and what looks like a humanized eagle, which is the bird man, and are instinctively of the Aztec type of sculpture. Their discovery is the Missouri soil linked with the recent findings of Aztec markings on the stones of Nevada, would seem to indicate that the old mound builders, at least the builders of the mounds that were not strictly burial observation mounds, were either the remote ancestors of the southern Aztec tribes and became associated with them in the course of tribal wandering over the continent. Now, Aboriginal migration legend point. Now, these people come from Timeri. All this Aztec, Mayan, Toltec, Olmec, Mayan, all these people coming from the land, but they got ancient ancestors. So they're telling you the Mississippi Valley people most likely are their ancient ancestors that they speak of. Their stories are coming from these ancient ancestors, just like these other cultures around the world. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Now, let's go look at the Sumerian side. Let's look at the Sumerian side, right? Now, they tell you these people are aliens. I'm going to keep proving to y'all that these people are some people from here who taught these other people knowledge of agriculture and astrology. Now, the Sumerian version of the flood story. The Sumerian version of the flood story. Why is the ancient Sumerian talking about the flood if he from outer space? If he come from fucking Nibiru in the sky, why are you worried about a flood? Don't nobody flying around no spaceship worry about no damn flood. We just fly over this shit. This is the foolishness that they teaching on the internet. Ain't no aliens. Why are they talking about they left the damn flood land? The flood land. Just like in the Bible. That kill all the bullshit right there. All the bullshit did. Ink didn't fly nowhere. Enlil didn't fly nowhere. Like to me, they come from the flood. Let's keep looking. Sumerian version of the flood story, which upon controversy over the origin of the book of Genesis, is a matter of conjecture. Why are they talking about the Sumerian version of the flood just like the book of Genesis? In the Bible. Now, this kills all of these niggas' theories and white people theories right there. All their theories dead right there. Every last Anunnaki theory, all this Dagon, Atlantean shit, it kill all the theories. It's showing you where they come from. Because they come with the corn and they talking about the flood. Where they come from, people? Shit is elementary, my dear boy. Shit is common damn sense. Now, when I taught this years ago, I was frowned on because they didn't do the research to know that the Sumerians are talking about they left the flood, just like Noah. Roll the coin. Where the fuck you think the Noah story come from? The Bible ain't real, but you teaching Anunnaki knowledge. You confused, big dog. Go learn something and come back and try to teach it the right way. You're teaching Anunnaki knowledge and you're reading the Anunnaki glyphs, but you don't respect what they said about the flood in the books. Let's keep going. Book of Genesis is a matter of conjectures. Writing of a Hebrew account of Adam and Eve and their expulsion from the Garden of Eden because they ate the forbidden apple, right? Induce her husband to do likewise. Now, where are these names and stories and these stories coming from? That wrote these religious books. Who are the first people over there on their land talking about Adama and forbidden fruits? And we pulled up on the goddamn after the flood on the ark. Who talking about this story? If the story is so fake, somebody is telling these stories through history. Let's keep going. The story, right? Combination of Eridu doctrine known to us only in a Semitic legend of Adapa and the doctrines of Nippur tablets. Semitic, there we go. Semitic doctrine from the Sumerians. Okay, let's go back to case and making receipt. The Semitic people, antediluvian, because Semitic come from Shem, or copper-colored man. The copper-colored man is the Semitic people. He's antediluvian. That means his bloodline is before the flood. Now, these goddamn alien gods y'all speak of look just like we know the fucking truth now. With their copper color skin. And they bringing the coin and the knowledge. And they're talking about the flood that happened in Timeri where they left. Ain't no aliens going on. These some type of American aboriginal. You hunter, gatherers, Muslims, Billy, all you hunter-gatherers talking like y'all smart, y'all ass is trash for teaching my people this stupid ass shit. The bald head nigga be trying to charge to learn this bullshit. I call him Mr. Bear, or whatever the fuck his name. You are a disgrace to your own people. Because somebody lying. Let's go back. Like Rashad Poet say, somebody, it's a lie somewhere. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking. Roll the coin. Now, they are Semitic people. Striking similarity between the poem deciphered by himself in the poem, Creation and the Flood story, found in tablets, in mounds, in the middle, in Tigris and Euphrates area. Gods, why escape the flood to dwell? Escape the flood. The gods escaped the flood. They ain't fly from outer space. They escaped the damn flood. So you can kill all that stupid ass mythology teaching. Those people come from right here. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking through what these folks saying in these newspapers. It gonna give you the truth. Just keep reading. They found 17,000 books, small clay tablets which removed and they put them in the university. A version of the flood resembling to some extinct the Hebraic story. The story of the flood by the Sumerians, just like the Hebrew story, was given to the world by Professor Herman Hempfrecht, who had conducted several of the expeditions to Nippur and made a few transitions of the tablets found there. So this is where they find the biblical stories and switch them motherfuckers out. Yo, this is where you find the story and you switch it out to the Bible. Just like I taught it. This is what these people don't understand. When they say stuff is fake, it's altered, my baby, by hunter-gatherers pulling artifacts out of mounds to places that we traveled after the flood. Do you understand what I'm trying to teach you? Now, whole library pulled out. Some of it is at the Penn Museum in Pennsylvania, like I told you. Like I showed you a long time ago. It's right there in the Penn Museum right now today. Right now today. They translated them tablets, and there you go with the whole story. Now, watch how beautiful this is. Man was created by a goddess, and the gods, they're talking about become jealous, decided to kill him. She heard of the plot and set the Noah of the story with his family aboard the ark and saved their life. Now, the goddess, created by a goddess, this is why they call you the mother goddess. But what does the goddess mean when they put it in the context? The first goddess. Who is the first mother goddess, people? Put it in the chat. You got to learn this stuff. Put in the chat. The melanated copper colored woman is a representation of the first mother goddess. Who is the first mother goddess? The earth. Ishki. Ishki, the earth. The earth nurtured the mother, the woman. The woman nurtured us. She's the closest thing to the first mother goddess. That's why you call her a goddess. Her job is to nurture just like the earth nurtured her. You get it now? Then the gods come, because the goddess nurtures the gods. The goddesses nurture the gods. You get it? This is where the mother goddess ideology comes from. Roll the corn. Screenshot that. Screenshot that. Roll the corn. Now, what makes the mother goddess a matriarch? What makes her a matriarch of the people? See, we must learn the true teachings of our ancestry and stop just throwing around words. We must learn exactly what this stuff means. What makes the mother goddess as an association of the planet, of nurture, a matriarch? She knows the wisdom of the planet. She knows the agriculture fields. She knows the stars. She knows the seasons. She knows everything to teach her people and lead them the right way. The mother goddess is the first to teach the god. The goddesses is the first to teach the gods. Then you have divine order. You get it? In the old books, it said the mother goddess is first to coincide with Mother Earth. She's the first one to put the seed in the ground and learn the knowledge of the seed being birthed from the mother goddess. Therefore, she's the first link. She is the creator. The closest thing to the creator. The copper-colored antediluvian before the flood woman. Do you understand the words that is coming out of my mouth? Roll the corn. With her nurture in right direction, you cannot lose on the planet. But when you take her out of the equation, as the hunter-gatherers did, and replace her with a deity god, Everything is in chaos. It's out of order now. Now people teaching Anunnaki alien shit with no women in it. See, that's why Muslims don't like women. They want 18 wives and all this shit. They don't have respect for the mother goddess. But do what y'all niggas want to be, though. I want 18 girlfriends and... No, big dog. That's why the Arab got multiple wives. He don't believe in this. He don't believe in this. He try to put his doctrine that he got from us on top of these people's head to fuck them over, but at the same time, he just using their bodies. He not using the mother goddess correctly. Therefore, he's the leader of the cult. He treat most of them cool, but a lot of them got a bunch of wives. The real Muslim Arab, bunch of wives, mistreatment, cutting them in the face, throwing acid all on them, roll the corn. See, that culture took out the mother goddess long time ago. Christianity took out the mother goddess long time ago. You get it? Now it's all about the man deity. They done that for a reason, people. The reason is, if you don't connect right, you ain't connecting at all. You can sit here and read all the shit you want to do and do all this, whatever you want to do. Think you smart and I'm woke and enlightened. But if you don't know what the hell the order, you don't know the order of nature, you ain't going nowhere, big dog. You want to teach about deities and aliens all day? You ain't going nowhere, big dog. You just a fool-ass nigga sitting in the house preaching. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't enlightened nowhere. The first enlightenment came from the earth to the melanated woman. Did she put the knowledge out? The melanated woman, the copper-colored woman, had schools in Egypt teaching people agriculture and star alignments. They built schools for her. They knew she was the first teacher. So you must know that. I'm not the first teacher. Roll the corn. See, man's ego has overridden the truth. Right? Now, true enough, women have to understand the nurture. The nurture builds kingdoms. That's what we need back. As a goddess, we need the nurture back. A man will go hard for you with nurture. Let me say that again. You nurture a man right, he gonna go hard for you the rest of his days. That's a fact. They got y'all away from nurture of your own people. Now you don't care. I'll F the nigga. I ain't getting that nigga no plate. I ain't fixing that nigga no plate. They ain't about to cook it under night. I'm tired. We understand. But nurture, if you take the time out to nurture, and he already love and like you, he gonna go hard for you till his heart stop. If ain't nobody never told you the truth, you listening to it right now. That caring and nurture is the most powerful thing on the face, fuck the earth, in the universe. That nurture and care is the most powerful thing in the universe. Why do you think you love your great-grandmama and your grandmama and them so much? Why you love your grandmama and them so much? Why? Think about it. They knew how to nurture. They knew how to care. You ain't feel like that about nobody else since them people. They knew how to show your spirit that they cared about you. Can't nobody buy that. It can't be bought. It can't be faked. It can't be, it's real. That's the last real thing we probably felt, right? The love and nurture of them people who come from this culture. You get it? It ain't just because it's your grandmama. She is more connected to nurture of her people. She gonna make sure your breakfast on the table, your clothes washed. You got your $3 for your field trip, nigga. She gonna make sure you get you some new shoes. You get you something for Christmas back in the day. She gonna make the nurture there is there. Ain't no way around it, bro. That's the real knowledge. That's the real spiritual connection. Her connection with nature, that's why she was a farmer. She was patient with you. Some of our ass couldn't even read good, couldn't see good, couldn't do nothing good. She worked with you. I had a cousin couldn't even walk right. She worked with him every day till he started walking right. I sat there and watched her do it. There's nurture and love and connection with her people. Don't you dare tell me you ain't gonna never be able to walk, boy. Come on outside. He up on his tiptoe trying to walk. Put your damn heels down and walk, boy. I got a cousin, I'll put him on live and he'll tell you the story right now. That's love and nurture. But the people who don't love you or don't nurture you or just let you walk like that and you'll walk like that the rest of your damn life. Roll the corn. That's the power. That power right there will blow every other thing out, every other culture and civilization out your way. The love of nurture from our women back to the men, then the men get empowered, then they empower the woman on the back end. Ain't no stopping us. But ain't no more nurture. Nurture is dying off day by day. We switch nurture with, I got a big house and a big car, and I don't need no husband. I don't need no wife. I don't need none of that. I don't need no love. I'm just going to sit here by myself in my nice house, and that ain't it. We were put here to be together, people, not separated. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I want y'all to remember that when you look at this stuff. This is what it's all intertwined in. This is what this knowledge is coming from, the love of your people. This knowledge ain't just for no gold and diamonds and this is God's money. No, it ain't about God's money. Ain't no God's money. What the fuck is God's money? I've been hearing people say that shit lately. What is God's money? Nigga, corn was more valuable than gold back in the old times. How the fuck is gold and silver God's money and corn and goddamn pomegranate will worth more than gold? See, they lied to y'all, bro. They lied. One thing that's for sure, you can't eat no gold. If it ain't no market for no gold, if the market collapse, see, that's what people don't understand. If the market collapse, nigga, you think the gold gonna get you something? The whole market gone. If the market gone, the market gone. All monetary value is out the window. Gold goes useless if all the markets is gone. If we start over from prehistoric times and then something happened on this planet, a flood or atomic bomb or something, that gold ain't gonna mean shit. Who you gonna sell it to, nigga? Ain't no pawn shop open. See, that's why they lied to your stupid ass. You thought you were kicking knowledge, huh? Kicking knowledge? You gotta have a customer, a consumer to sell anything. You think that gold gonna save you if everything collapses on the planet? Okay, let me give you an example before I move on. Let's say everything is gone. We go into World War. All these bombs hit America, bombs hit Europe, bombs hit Africa. Ain't nothing, the water polluted, everything fucked up. Ain't no stoves, ain't nobody buying no gold, no silver. We can't. Okay. Truth now, got the knowledge of agriculture to start back over. You got a brick of gold. Who y'all coming to fuck with? You gonna see the nigga with the gold or the nigga with the food? Which one you gonna see? Which one you gonna go see? Truth is going to the nigga with the food. Shawty can't eat no gold rice, no gold goddamn, all them gold hamburgers y'all see on them expensive, fuck all that shit. Bro, where the food at? I eat that gold, I'ma die. That gold is just a mineral from the planet. It's a beautiful mineral. But at the same time, if everything start over, that food God's money. Yes, Lord. That food is nature's money. That's the real money. Where you think the banks got started from? You think the banks got started off diamonds and gold? The banks got started off agriculture. Where you think these white folk get their money from on all these big $1 billion ad business, the agriculture field? It didn't come from gold. See, we have gotten so materialistic, we think a mineral out of the planet is worth more than what you put in your body. we think a mineral, like, I got the big diamonds and gold, I'm shining. This ain't worth nothing when you hungry. Nothing. I can't do nothing with it. What I'm gonna do with it? You gotta have a system for this to work. If the system collapses, this ain't worth nothing. This just a piece of damn stone out the earth. But if that system collapses and I got some big ass oranges, some big apples, some big, I bet they sell way, the price of an apple gonna go through the roof and the gold gonna go down through the floor. That's where they messed our culture up at. Got us thinking this shiny shit is the way out. It's not. It's not. Gold backs currency and government affairs. Gold backs currency and government affairs. What if there ain't no more government affairs? What if there ain't no market for it no more? It's over. You just sitting there with blocks of gold. Who you gonna sell it to? Big ass coins of silver. Who you gonna sell that shit to? Who you gonna sell it to? If everybody gone, the government system, ain't nobody trap. Ain't no customers, ain't no licks, ain't no gold dope fiends left on the block. It's over. You just on the block with bricks and you can't even sell. The customer gone, homie. Like Jay-Z said. The customer gone, crony. But you're going to always have a customer for this. The customer don't never go out of style for this. Ever. You know why? Because this nourishes a temple, a body. This don't nourish nobody. It just was a representation of sunlight. This nourished the body. We show love to this to get to this. You get it now? The sun rays and the dirt makes this. But you got hunter-gatherers thinking this the knowledge. No. This just represents something else that go along with this. The whole time. The water and the gold go along with this. Irrigate with the sun, they go along with this. This is the end product of nature's money. This made you abundant. This ain't make you abundant. This made you abundant. in ancient real culture. Now this new shit, y'all can teach all that new shit you want to. I ain't no new nigga. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, these tablets found with our history on it, education and art, Semitic race, right? Details of the early Babylonian civilization gleaned from the tablets. They tell them about all of what was going on over there. Right, written in tablets, written in history of the people that these people took and put it in museums and they deciphered it and then they used it for other books. Let's keep going. The fall of man blamed on Noah in the Sumerian tablet. Why is the fall of man on Noah in the Sumerian tablets? That's what you got to understand. These people are not aliens and they are not from that land. They telling the same story the Bible talking about. Why is that? So if you're telling the flood story, automatically you are a Paleo-Hebrew mound builder. Automatically. This shit common sense. We ain't gonna make it hard. You are a mound building Paleo-Hebrew if you're talking about the flood back in Sumerian times. That's a fact. You migrated to these areas. Let's keep going. Excavated mounds with copper, some implements of the same copper from the Great Lakes was bought to the Middle East. Now watch this. Recording a Sumerian epic of paradise. Whoa! Paradise? The epic of paradise? I thought they came from outer space. Why we still talking about the paradise, the homeland? Same way the Egyptians talked about the paradise homeland, the Sumerians talked about the same thing. They ain't gonna teach you that. They're going to teach you Enki flew down and had babies everywhere. Enki is a representation of agriculture. When they talking about Enki is messing with is having popping seeds, Enki popping seeds in the ground, not women. The hunter-gatherer put the sexual story on a real story. And we got niggas teaching a sexual story. You damn dummy. Enki had a seed with earth, with another name for earth. Now y'all talking about Enki out here raping little girls. He evil. The hunter-gatherer taught you that sexual part. That's not the real teaching of that. You get it? Everything that's coming from this land was demonized, people. Then you could break the code on what these people done. Now, these people talking about coming from Paradise. Paradise. Pari is fruit in Hebrew. Des is the she, which means vegetation. So when you scream paradise in BC times, you talking about paradis, the vegetation of a land with fruit. That's not the Middle East, people. No matter how much you try to lie and cut the story up, Pari is fruit in Hebrew. Ain't no fruit in the desert until we planted it there. These people come from Timeri with this damn language. Stemming off of Paleo-Hebrew language, turned cuneiform. Facts. They still talking about the damn flood. And y'all want to call them Atlanteans. Yeah, you can call them what you want to call them. But they are copper-colored Semites, Shemitic people. Semitic come from copper-colored people who moved around the world. These are not Africans. So all that Egyptian Semitic shit, the first Egyptians was Semitic. Yes, because they came there from over here. The first people on the Nile, they were Semitic. Then you mix. Africans are not Semitic. They keep lying. They don't go nowhere and build no cultures nowhere else. They don't go nowhere and teach nothing nowhere else. Arabs are nomads, but they don't teach nothing but war. Some of these cultures did move around the world, but they didn't teach nothing. They didn't come in peace. They come to take your whole village, rape and pillage your women. You get it? We come in peace, teaching you how to farm, teaching you how to dig gold and minerals out the earth. We are the first miners. That's why these people were said to teach people how to dig gold for their planet. No, that's a lie. We taught people how to dig everything from the earth, how to find it, everything. They're the first miners. It's just that simple. The mound builders of America are the first miners in the world. We mined copper out of the Great Lakes before the people ever mined anything. So we taught them that. That became an alien story over time. It's not true. We taught them agriculture and watched over them as they done the agriculture, teaching them how to do it. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. The epic of paradise, leaving paradise, coming to the Middle East. That's what they trying to tell you in these glyphs. These glyphs ain't got nothing to do with Trump dying, and we know the truth now, dying on the glyph. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Stop all that fucking capping, you hunter-gatherer. These are epics of paradise. As you can see here. I ain't playing with no more hunter-gatherers. Quit playing. Let's get back to the truth. Now, he became a gardener. Enki explains to the god how Taktug escaped the plan of universal destruction. Now, this is a story of agriculture. Watch this. Regard the plants and trees whose fruits the gods permitted him to eat. This is an agriculture story, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn Nibiru. I had the definition. Nibiru really means a place, people. It's not a planet, it's a place. I'm going to show y'all that receipt when I find it again. I had that receipt, I can't find it no more. Nibiru really is a place of paradise. They up here telling you it's a whole goddamn planet where these hunter-gatherers come from. And Nibiru is a paradise place. You damn dummies. Y'all been teaching the white man story all these fucking years. Y'all make them people proud of y'all teaching their stories, bro. I bet it's a YT man like, man, I wrote that stupid ass book and they out here believing this shit. I wrote that Anunnaki story in the 1920s or 30s, and they're around here lying about their own culture. They don't even fucking know. I just made up some shit and put it in a book and sold millions. Got nigger teaching it in 2026. Got Muslims believing in it. Acting like these are the gods. American gods. This shit's sad, bro. The knowledge is getting sadder and sadder and sadder dealing with these hunting. Let's keep going. We're going to break the code, though. We break the code over here. We ain't finna do this shit. We breaking the code over here. Now, the Sumerian epic conception of the failed man, right? Extreme longevity and good health. Extreme longevity of planting crops to help your people, and then good health, right? The primeval sin, right? Mentioned here, right? The flood had caused Enki to send that great catastrophe. Now, this is a mythology teaching of floods, stars, agriculture, the planet. It's all written in third person. It's all written in third person. When you speak of an Inky, you're speaking of some type of time where these stars were moving in the underworld. It's all a teaching. Just got to understand the puzzle pieces that go along with the teaching. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. The Sumerian, Babylonian, and Hebrew tradition agree in regarding man as the creative fashion in some mysterious manner by the hands of the god or God. Now, let me tell you what that means. That means that a civilized people taught an uncivilized people. The uncivilized people called the civilized people gods and goddesses because they're teaching them how to survive on the planet the right way through nature, right? Now, over time, the hunter-gatherer keeps on pushing the God narrative, gods and goddesses narrative. So, hundreds of years ago, hunter-gatherers are thinking these are literal gods from outer space who taught them this. Because they have been taught so long that these are gods and goddesses over history of time. But the real story is, these are more evolved people from Tamari who taught them their knowledge. And now you got the Pope wearing the same shit that the people came across the water and taught y'all had on. And they used their things in their books. And they used what they taught in their books. All the stuff they put out their tablets in their books. You get it? The civilization bringer became the gods. What the civilization bringer had wrote down became the poems in the Bible. But you must switch the story to make it fit with the hunter-gatherer side. Let's keep going. Right? The Sumerians, right, identifies with Noah of the biblical narrative. Now, they from outer space. What they know about Noah in the flood? The Sumerians, whose greatest and most ancient deity was Mother Earth. There we go. There we go, the truth. The Sumerians, whose greatest and most ancient deity was Mother Earth. I thought this was a slave planet. I thought we just came here to enslave monkeys and hunter-gatherers from outer space. I just thought we just come to give me this fucking gold. Let's get the fuck out of here. Anunnaki. That ain't what happened, Craig. They were showing love to the earth. The mother goddess. You damn fool. Now, if the Sumerian is showing love to Mother Earth, if the American Indian is showing love to Mother Earth, if the first Egyptian is showing love to Mother Earth, it's a connection there. Mother Earth became the Mother Goddess teaching. You get it? Because I just told you, the melanated copper woman was the first to nurture Mother Earth. This is where you get Ishtar from, Astarte, Isis. Do you understand? These are not real aliens. And fucking, this is a teaching of Mother Earth. So when you forget about Mother Earth, you start listening to these hunter-gatherers teachings. Don't you? Now you're trying to figure out who the hell is Ishtar, who is Isis, who is Astarte, who is Ninaseg, and who is the primordial waters, and who I'm trying to figure it out. I'm lost. I got all the knowledge, but I'm lost. No, you don't know no knowledge. You elementary educated in the knowledge field. They taught you mythology and you believed it. Why is the Anunnaki alien Sumerian biggest belief system is in Mother Earth if he from outer space? See, they made you downplay the planet you live on. They made you downplay the earth and shoot your love up there. Ain't nothing up there fed you not one damn day. Have you ever ate a space egg? Have you ever ate a space goddamn lemon? A space apple? Have you ever ate a space crab leg? Have you ever ate a space goddamn hamburger? Space bread? Anything from space? What you eat? Have you ever put some Old Bay on some space crab legs? See, they want you to send your energy up there. Send it up there to some fake ass gods. Send it up there. Ancient culture looking right at the earth. Space sunflower seeds, space corn. Anybody? Got a picture of them? Show me you eating a space plate on the moon. Please. I'll wait. Bro, we have been taught backwards. Your ancient ancestors show love to what fed them, people. The same way people show love to their job today, because it feed them, so-called, in an ironic twist. You show love to the planet because it fed you. Wasn't no 9 to 5 to go to work to make no money to buy no corn. Somebody got to grow that thing. Right? And we must work together to get it going. Now, if the ancient Sumerians is showing love to Mother Earth, that's the same teaching of everywhere else. They ain't not no different than nobody else. They're overextended in the knowledge. They're lying about them. They boosting them up, making them something that they are not. So we can forget about it and won't figure out who they really were. Because these people bring all the knowledge to the Middle East. All of it. Every last piece of knowledge that them people know in the Middle East come from this bloodline of people. That's a fact. That's why they call them gods and goddesses, and they trying to blow up their ancient temples and stuff. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. It was something else I wanted to show y'all. Let me see. No, I think I ain't get it. Let's go here, though. Let's go here. Now, the Grayson Cave, Grayson, Kentucky. Grayson, don't y'all forget these areas I'm finna teach y'all about. Because when you get in these areas, please go look at these places. Please go get videos and look at these places. I want your eyes to be open when you go there. And you're going to see it and feel it. Exactly what I'm finna tell y'all. Now, Grayson, Kentucky is in the area of these cave systems. It's a cave system in Kentucky. Large caves. I'm talking about huge rooms going all underground into fresh water, coming back up under the river, going all into buildings and everything. I'm finna show you that these buildings and caves and underground labyrinths, all this stuff hooked together. All these columns and all that. I'm finna show it to you in America, right on this newspaper clipping right here. Gonna blow your mind. Watch this. The Great Cave, right? Grayson, Kentucky. Right? The Masons was all up through there. Masonic fraternity all up through the Great Cave, right? The cave, upon presenting a written permit from Mr. Rogers, and those who have been fortunate enough to obtain admission have been principally the scientists from abroad who journeyed here to see the great wonder for themselves. What y'all going to see? Huh? In a cave in Kentucky. What's in there? Why are people flying around the world going to Kentucky Cave? Grayson, Kentucky. Let's go look. What y'all find? It was really necessary to take this step as the cave was rapidly being despoiled of its contents. Indeed, several of the mummies and some of the smaller Masonic emblems were carried out before Mr. Rogers even got there. Or in fact, any of our citizens realized the importance of this discovery and the preserving of the contents of the cave intact. The subterranean river, that means the underground river, has been swollen from the excessive rains the last month, that no explorations have been made in the avenues beyond it. Excavations have been made. However, the chamber of catacombs where the mummies and Masonic emblems were found are in the vicinity of the pyramid, and several tablets with queer hieroglyphics have been dug up. Also, bronze and copper vases and pieces. Let's keep going. Fire. Pieces intact, right? Where we was at? Mummies, and dug up, and bronze and pieces in pottery. A mound was opened and found to contain 6 well-preserved mummies, reposing in a regular order with feet radiating from the center of the mound. In this discovery of this cave, the key is undoubtedly found that will unlock the mystery of the prehistoric races of America and also prove their identity with the ancient Egyptian race, who undoubtedly, they say, crossed over and peopled this continent. Funny. Let's keep going. Built temples and flourished in a high degree of civilization until wiped out of existence by ruthless hands of the savage. Who is the savage? Who is the savage? Who is the savage that they say wiped out some of these people? Put in the chat before I keep going. Who is the savage? Not the YTs. Not at that time. Who the savage is? Native Americans. Mongolian hardy tribes. Mongolians. Siberians. At this time, way back in that history, right? Now, I'm going to say it like this. Barbarous, I'm just going to say barbarous tribes, right? Now, in some of the teaching, see, we think the mound building culture is not young and old at the same time. The mound building culture is young and old. It was still around, people. The mound building culture didn't disappear thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It probably just disappeared 1,000 years ago. To be honest with you, it kept going and going and going and going. That was our teaching. We never abandoned the teaching of building a mound. Even though we built pyramids and buildings, we still built mounds, people. Because it's our culture. Something that's in your culture doesn't change, right? Now, these people ran into all type of barbarous people coming over here, right? So they ran across melanated barbarous people without our culture, and they ran across hardy tribes later in Mongolian people. A lot of people attacked our people all through history, all through time, on all lands. You must understand that, right? So while you calling yourself these names because they melanated people don't mean nothing to me, because our people fought, melanated people fought. Because a certain time back in history there was nothing but melanated people around anyway, right? You go back so far, and other melanated people around, bro. So we had to fight other melanated people without a culture, without an agriculture. You get it? Berbers are without culture. The first culture is agriculture. So an uncivilized melanated person of ancient stature without culture is still attacking our culture because he doesn't have a culture. He doesn't have a food. He don't have nothing to you get it? Let's keep going. Now, this is hard to explain because you never know which one of these cultures done this, right? But I know they were barbarous cultures because these people were civilized. Now, let's keep going. Savages, right? The cave of Kentucky undoubtedly furnished them shelter and protection and were used as a sort of catacomb for all that was near and dear to them, including their illustrious dead. Such at least seems to have been the case in the instance whether this theory will apply to other caves in Kentucky or not. Many beautiful formations have been discovered during the last week, right? They talk about these stones and crystals, right? Like so many millions of diamonds, the pillars and columns of alabaster. The pillars and columns of alabaster. Columns of alabaster in a cave in Kentucky. Alabaster alabaster pillars in a cave in Kentucky. Let me show y'all what they look like. Let me get this laptop. I want to show y'all, give y'all an idea of what they're talking about. Roll the cone. Alabaster. Where did this stuff come from? With these columns and buildings and all of this. Who are the first people to do this stuff? Why are these pillars inside a cave in Kentucky? Then over time, the bloodlines start to build a whole building outside with the pillars. You get it? Out of the same materials that come out of the cave. Limestone, granite. It's an evolution of a people. These are the real builders of these buildings. You get what I'm saying? Because the pillars and the rooms once was inside of solid rock, people, before it became a building. Right? Let's go look around. Alabaster pillars. Let me show y'all how they look on a building. I want y'all to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Roll the cone. This is an alabaster column right here. Check this out. Right there, people. This is an alabaster column. They found some of these inside of the caves in Kentucky with mummies, people. Now you must understand, the same bloodline evolving, going around the world later, start building buildings the same way their ancestors did inside of super ancient places. Now, you see it's called a hall, right? Why would they call it a newspaper clipping? Let's go back. Now you understand where these buildings come from, while these hunter-gatherers talking about they don't understand it's Tartarian. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. You're gonna understand it in a minute. We were right here. Right. Let's just see where we at. Right there. Okay. Alabaster. Let me see. Where was it? Alabaster columns? Let me see. Yup, pillars of columns of alabaster. Beautiful, right? That's the right receipt. It's the next one, right? Egyptian race who undoubtedly crossed, talking about the people of the continent. See what I'm saying? Now watch this. The caves of Kentucky undoubtedly furnished the shelter and protection Many beautiful formations, pillars and columns of alabaster are beautiful beyond description, and it wonders will have to be seen to be appreciated. Seen to be appreciated. Let's keep looking. The Grayson Cave in Kentucky. Here you go right here, people. 20 caverns. They let people go in there and walk through them right now today. The Carter Cave State Resort Park today. Right? That's what it's called today. It used to be called the Grayson Cave. Because it's near Grayson, Kentucky. This is the same cave where they pulled them mummies out of there and all that stuff. Part of this cave still has columns in it. They won't let you go look at it. I got a video where they got bars up in certain places where you can't go back there. I put it on my page earlier. Y'all go check it out. But this cave, they pulled mummies out of here with hieroglyphics and columns and rooms and beautiful rooms. Let's keep going. Now, let's get into some more knowledge. The Grayson Caves has an area called the X Cave. See it? The X Cave, famous for its narrow passage that crosses into the middle to form an X. X marks the spot. X shows you where the ancestor was at. Don't you never forget that. It might be a big X on a whole hallway like that, or it might be a small hieroglyphic X. But the X is kind of like Middle Hebrew, people. They want you to think it's Olmec. They want you to think it's Egyptian X, but it's really the second coming of a Paleo-Hebrew mound builder X. That's what it really is. Because it started with the cross, then it goes into the X. The cross, the Mississippian-style cross is the oldest bloodline. Then you get into the X of the people when they start traveling using the X. So we got the X cave in Kentucky in these caves, right? It's shaped just like an X. Let's break that down. Now look at this. This is that area, right? I found this online. This stuff is underground, people. Look at the top. You would walk up here and think ain't nothing down there. These folk got whole damn cave streams and rooms and sinkholes and water and everything down there. This the area, right? Whole world down there. Let's keep looking. Now, the X is associated with the mark or the sign. It's called Tav. You see it? Middle Hebrew. Tav. They teach you this is Egyptian. They teach you this is Olmec. But this sign is coming from some type of Paleo-Hebrew people. Then it evolves into the Egyptian X. It evolves into the Egyptian Olmec. You get it? Now, the Tav. Paleo-Hebrew. Proto-Canaanite scripts. Tav is an X. Let's keep going. Mark, sign, signature. It signifies a covenant with nature, a seal, a boundary of this holy land. Let's keep going. Here's the X in Egypt. Here's the X in Egypt. Let's keep going. Here's the X in Egypt again. Intersection with an X. Look at the bottom. Hieroglyphics. The Paleo-Hebrew X became the hieroglyphic X, people. Let me tell you that again. Because they want you to think this is his own language. No. This comes from somewhere. The Paleo-Hebrew X became the Egyptian X. Facts. Let's keep going. Got an X cave. Don't forget about the X cave. I'm finna break that down. I'm finna show you why they put the big X right there to let you know something. Let's keep going. In Kentucky Cave. Let's keep going. Now, when we get to the X, what's there right there? What's there right there? What's that? What's that? At the end of every name of the places in Egypt, what is there? The X. The Olmecs, do you know where Zach come from? The Olmecs were really Zach. Do you know where Xi come from? You must understand everybody got ancestors until you get to a point to where they're talking about they come from the dirt. Olmecs got ancestors and they talked about them. And they went and visited them too. See, people don't know that. Olmecs made trips to the north, to the mounds to meet their ancestors. See, people, you got to be deep. You got to understand where this stuff coming from. Every time you see that X, it's stemming back to this. Every time you see an X, it's stemming back to this. Ain't nothing really older than this. Okay. Now, you must understand this X evolved into other things. Right? It evolved to Zai people. It evolved to all that over time. It evolved even to the X in Egypt. It evolved. So, what I'm trying to show you is, why is the X used for all of these cultures? But everybody want to separate the Olmec. Y'all want to separate the Egyptian. You can't separate these bloodlines, people. We talking about ancient times, don't nobody know nothing about no buildings, no agriculture, but these people with the X and the cross. Why is that? They're the same people. They're just in different spots of the world. So you must take that Zai X and take it way back farther to understand the truth. Right? Let's keep going. Now, we all know, when I took it back, it go to the galactic cross, right? The galactic cross. Anyway, it's coming from the sky. That's where it really come from. But I'm just explaining the Egypt part of it. So you start putting that there to show your people was there. You start putting there to show your people was there on the Egyptian side, right? Now the X at the end of Egypt in hieroglyphics is at the end of Thebes, Aswan, Memphis, Tanis, which is Tanit, like I told y'all, Abydos, and Amarna. Now, the X signifies some type of location of our bloodline. That's what it's really telling you. When you see that, you know who was there. The bloodline of these ancient agriculture cultures. So now, let's keep looking. The X, right, is for town, city, settlement, and even a country of Egypt. Seems to be used for towns, cities in Egypt, while most foreign lands use this mound shape, people. See, that's really a mound glyph. Foreign lands got the mounds, the ancestral mounds. That's what Egypt was trying to tell you. So when you see that in a glyph, you're talking about a foreign land, ancient land, with mounds popping up. Roll the coin. Now, hold on. Let's get a little deeper on that. Because see, white people are deciphering this stuff now. Don't you ever forget it. White people are deciphering this. So you must go farther with the decipherment of what they're showing you, right? And they know that means foreign land. They know it. Let's go look. Now see, when you go look deeper and you know what you're looking at, right? Various theories of archaeological findings suggest connections between ancient mound building cultures and foreign lands, often involving interpretations of hieroglyphic-like symbols of specific traits, particularly in the Americas. Now, let's go back to the images. Ain't that the same image? The hill country, hieroglyphic, same image, right? Now, what you think of Egypt telling you about the hill country? What they trying to tell you? And they talking about they mean foreign land. What are they trying to tell you? Think about it, people. Think about it. Think about it. So when you put these glyphs together, they mean a certain thing, right? Based on ancient Egyptian texts and recent studies, the foreign land, them damn mounds, hieroglyph, often rendered in green. Why are the mounds always rendered in green, people? Put it in the chat. So you're gonna, right? Why are the mounds always in green? Somebody put that in the chat, your answer. Roll the coin. Agriculture, vegetation, life, paradise. Grass is growing. Ain't no grass growing in the Nile. Let's keep going. The foreign land mound, hieroglyphic, often rendered in green, refers to the mountainous regions. They try to say adjacent to the Nile. See, that's where they get the line to you at right there. The mountain region by the Nile, shut the fuck up. And you at right there. The mountain region by the Nile, shut the fuck up. Cap. I had to clean my camera off, man. Put the coin in the chat. My phone ringing, the camera blurry. Put the coin in the chat. I want y'all to read this thoroughly with me. Y'all hear me? We good? Now, foreign land, green, rendered in green for agriculture, refers to mountainous regions adjacent to the Nile. Cap. Frequently associated with the origin of what? Huh? Where the fuck did the divine come from? Who are the divine ancestors? Now you get what I'm trying to teach you? Sacred ancestral lands. They not talking about the Nile, the desert. They talking about here. I can't teach you no better. Even the white people want me to teach their children. Prove now, we will pay you thousands of dollars to teach my child the real history. I'm not teaching that nigga shit. He better get it off TikTok or YouTube while I give it to my people. I'm not having no private session with none of y'all. End up in a goddamn basement. Roll the corn. Now, once you understand what your ancestors are telling you in Egypt, they telling you the ancestral divine people. The divine is the ancestors. Not the sun, nigga. Divine honors to the sun. Shut your stupid ass up. Y'all be saying some slick ass shit. The divine is the ancestors. That's who divine. That's who created the knowledge of the sun rays and the planet. Them the divine nine. The divine nine idiot. The divine nine idiot is star constellations going along with your knowledge of the earth and the stars. That's where you get the 9 deities of Horus and all that, of Sakar and all of that. Isis, them divine entities coming across the water to Africa. Don't you get it? That's why they on a boat. See, you gotta understand the symbolism, bro. See, you don't understand the symbolism. You can't break this shit down. You just capping, acting like you know something. The divine deities of knowledge coming on a boat. Where they going? To the desert. They're not going to where already the grass growing there. They going where ain't nothing growing. The second land. Do you get it? Ancestors buried to the west in mounds with green grass growing. Y'all nigga riding by the mounds every day acting like they some Native American mounds. Is you crazy? You got to be out your mind. You think a native got anything to do with this teaching. Now, that same bloodline became the first Choctaw, Creek, Chickasaw, Tamuka, Yamasee, Arkansas, Caddo Indian. After evolving more on the land, they still live the same way them people lived. Them your damn ancestors, while we sitting right here on their ancestral land, and they telling us we from Africa. You get it now? This shit go back farther than the Indian. Now, ancestors are divine, sacred ancestral lands, has mound with green grass and crops all over it. They try to say it's the mountainous region of the Nile, but they a goddamn lie because the Nile mountainous region ain't got no mounds. We the ancestors of them people. They even told us, but the people lied to us so bad, we couldn't decipher it. But I know, but once you know what to look for, you know the truth now. Now, once the code get broke, like it just got broke right there in your face, now you understand it. Now let's keep going. Roll the corn. Now they telling you that this X mound, this X cave tunnel in Kentucky, still showing the X of these people putting the X on. I want y'all to understand that X is in a location, right? Town, city, settlement. That's where the X is going. That's what I want you to understand. Let's keep it simple. Town, city, settlement. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, town, city, settlement. Roll the corn. So they got an X cavern where these mummies was found. Mounds and mummies in the cave looking like Egyptians. Right there in Kentucky. At the X cave in Kentucky. Right here. They go to opening. X cave. Formed as an X. That goes right along with this. Right here. Now, all of it go together. Boyfriend and girlfriend. Roll the corn. That's the truth. Let's keep going. Now let's go into Lexington Mammoth Cave. Now, This the last receipt, but it's long. But boy, you finna get some information out of this receipt. This receipt is outstanding. This receipt here is outstanding. Watch this. This shit is wild. Lexington, Kentucky, built upon the dust of an ancient walled city of vast extent. In 1776, Hunter discovered catacombs, 300 by 100 feet, 15 feet below the surface, in which were numerous mummies in the stress of war. The entrance was obliterated and its location was lost. A very old well washed with stone, found also by settlers, was not the work of Indians, Native Americans. Stone sepulchres built a pyramid formation and containing skeletons were above the surface. A mound on the east side of Spring Street, funny, midway between High and Maxwell, from which have been exhumed pottery, a stone head carved by the Aztecs, a half-burnt wood and credited with having been sacrificial altar. There, you know they got to come with that type of bullshit. A lead mine opened in 1790 showed a unmistakable sign of having been worked by Aborigines. Extensive ruins of Allegan works. Temples were leveled in buildings, the Jamestown of the West. Prehistoric defense works, right? Monuments of all sides of Lexington, notably the Russell Cave. Russell Cave testified that there were cradle of fixed dominion. Now, Russell Cave, don't forget that. Russell Cave, keep that in your head. Now, prehistoric defense works, Russell Cave, right? Lexington was a metropolis of mysterious people of relatively advanced civilizations eventually disappeared by so-called Indians, right? Curious earthen vessels and copper utensils, weapons and ornaments were unearthed. Unearthed, right? Let's keep going. Skeletons were removed from stone mounds in Russell Cave in 1815. Maps and plates of their anti-Indian fortifications, together with relics, are in the Smithsonian Institution. Right? Crazy, right? Let's keep looking. Russell Cave. There you go. Russell Cave, Kentucky. There you go right there. It's really there. It's really there, people. Don't think it ain't there. Let's keep going. Watch what it say. Russell Cave refers to the historic area in Fayette County, Kentucky, near Lexington, right? Named for a large cave on Mount Brilliant Farm that flows into a spring and a creek. Beautiful. Right? Flows into a spring and a creek. Russell Cave. Fire. Let's keep going. Another Kentucky cave. Mammoth Cave. Now, let me give y'all a breakdown of this story before I start reading this, because I don't want to read the whole thing. But I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. These people went in the cave, bro. Went right by columns and buildings and everything. Right into a mummy buried in catacombs. Right into areas where the water is pure and warm and stays the same temperature. Going all the way through the cave and underground caverns in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. Stone tombs with tall people buried all in there. Watch this. The cave is wonderful beyond description, right? Far surpasses the grander mammoth or cave ever before discovered. They present every appearance of Egyptian mummies. They were reposing in stone coffins, rudely, I can't see that, and from appearances may have been in the cave for centuries. They present every appearance of the Egyptian mummies. Great excitement prevails over the very important discovery near Louisville, Kentucky. He purchased 3 of the mummies cash. They were buying the mummies, people. Purchased 3 of them cash. Purchased the remainder of the mummies from the owner of the cave. They were buying the mummies out the damn cave. You hunter gatherers. Y'all were buying the mummies out the cave, bro. Y'all were eating them. Y'all ate them mummies up, bro. I know y'all didn't eat them mummies, you hunter gatherers. They had every appearance of Egyptians. Now, like I told y'all, that headdress and that burial is Tamari's headdress and Tamari's burials. It went to the Nile. It didn't start over there. Let's keep going. These people selling our damn protocol. The entrance of the cave within the town limits, right? 2 minutes walk from the depot. Let's cut through it a little bit. Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, or the newly discovered cave has been named the Grand Crystal Cave. Beautiful, and the name implies, right? Navigating wonderful rivers under the water. Let's keep going. Now the Grand Crystal Cave turned into the Crystal Onyx Cave over time. So this is the cave right here, the Crystal Onyx Cave. The name changed. Let's keep going. Let's go see what they found in there. Roll the coin. A strange subterranean country, and in fact of it being resorted to in winter, right? People in the winter went up in the cave to keep warm, right? Engraving from recent drawings made under the direction of this reverend. But I want to show y'all what's in there. Roll the coin. You got natural springs in there, containing within itself territories extensive enough for half a score of German people. It should be named Titan's Palace, Cyclops Grotto, right? It lies among the knobs, a range of hills which border an extent of country, like highland prairies called barrens. Let's keep going. The wide entrance to the cavern soon contracts. This is when it get interesting right here. Listen up closely. At this place, called the Narrows, this is where the X is at, people, I think. No, I'm tripping. This is another cave. But it's called the Narrows. This is another cave. The air from the Dutch depths yon blows out fiercely. Spirits of the cave and mustered there to drive intruders back to the realm of the day. This path continues about 14, 15 rods and emerges into a wider avenue floored with saltpeter earth from which the stone has been removed. Let's keep going. Directly into the rotunda, a vast hall comprising a surface of 8 acres, arched with a dome 100 feet high, without a single pillar to support it. It rests on the regular ribs of dark gray rocks in massive oval rings, smaller, one seen within another, till they terminate at the top. Perhaps this apartment impresses the traveler as much as any portion of the cave, because from it he receives his first idea of gigantic proportions, the vastness, the gloom, the impossibility of taking in the boundaries by the light of the lamps. All these produce a deep sensation of awe and wonder in the cave. From the rotunda, you pass the Audubon's Avenue from 80 to 100 feet high with galleries of rock on each side, right? Jutting out further and further till they nearly meet at top. This avenue branches out into the vast half-oval hall, a hallway in the cave now, called the church. Whoa. This contains several projecting galleries, one of them resembling a cathedral chair. There is a gap in the gallery, and at the point of interruption, immediately above is a rostrum or pulpit, rocky canopy in which juts. Let me see, can I read the rest of that? That juts over. The guide leads up from the adjoining galleries. The places of lamp each side of the pulpit of flat rocks seem made for the purpose. There has been preaching from that pulpit, but this unless it's superior to most theological teachings. It must have been pitifully discordant with the sublimity of the place. 5,000 people could stand in the subterranean temple inside the cave. Let's keep going. That's crazy. And where we was at? The church, past called the gallery. Obvious resemblance to that style of architecture. Here is Mummy Hall, people. So called because several mummies have been found seated in the recess of the rocks. Without any process of embalming, they were in a perfect state of preservation as the mummies of Egypt. Same thing. For the air of the cave is so dry and unchangeable and so strongly impregnated with nitra that decomposition could not take place. A mummy found here in 1813 was the body of a woman, 5 feet 10 inches high, wrapped in half-dressed deerskins, on which was rudely drawn white veins and leaves. At her feet lay a pair of moccasins and a handsome knapsack made of bark, containing strings of small shining seeds, necklaces of bear teeth, eagle claws, fawns and hoofs, whistles made of cane, 2 rattlesnake skins, one having made a rigged feather of rooks and rooks and eagles. So they're talking about some type of coronet as a headdress for the head, made of erect feathers and rooks and eagle feathers. Smooth needles of horn and bone, some of them crooked like sail needles. Fire, deer senals for sewing, and a parcel of 3, let me get that, 3 thread resembling twine. I believe one of the mummies is now in the British Museum. Now one of the mummies is in the British Museum. From Mummy Hall, you pass into the Gothic Avenue, where the resemblance of a Gothic architecture very increases. The walls drawn out pointed arches and pillars on the sides of which are various grotesque combination of rock. One is an elephant head, the tusk, sleepy. Now let's stop right there. That's enough. That's enough. Roll the corn. Y'all get the picture. Do you get the picture? Did you hear what them folks said? Let's keep reading. Fuck it. Let's go through the whole thing, because this is interesting, right? Let's keep going. Where we stopped at? We stopped on Tusk and Sleepy, right? We stopped quite perfect. The trunk is very distant, recedes, and loss of the rock. Another pillar is a lion's head, One of the pillars is a lion's head, like Judah or something. On another human head with the wig called Lord Landhurst, from its resemblance to that dignitary. Let me look up that Lord. Let me look that up. That's crazy right there. Now, all this stuff is going through different layers of a cave. In Kentucky. Now they're talking about these wigs, people. Lord Landhurst. A wig called Lord Landhurst, forming resemblance to the dignitary. From the gallery, you can step into a side cave, in which is an immense pit called the Lover's Leap, a huge rock 14 or 15 feet long, like an elongated sugar loaf running to a sharp point, projects halfway over the abyss. Now, sugarloaf areas in Georgia and stuff like that, that's what they talking about, people. Them sugarloaf areas where them houses be built at, that shit is on top of ancient land. Because there's sugarloaf stuff in these ancient spots. I be want to teach y'all that sometime. But let's keep looking. Shoulder to see the guys walk, projectile bridge over such awful them. Columns in the cave, people. Avenues narrow until you come to a porch composed of first separate columns in the cave. The stalagmite formations unite in these irregular masses of brownish yellow, which the light shines through them, look like the transparent amber. They are as a clear tone bale. A pender mass called the bell has been unfortunately broken by being stuck too powerfully. The porch of columns leads to a Gothic chapel, which has the circular form appropriate to a true church. A number of pure, that's that celestite. There's some out the columns, filled, right, with arches, which is many places form a perfect Gothic roof. Crazy. Let's keep going. This inside a cave now. Don't get this stuff twisted. This is inside a cave. Crazy. Now, here we go. Just like I told y'all, watch this. Watch this. Gothic cave arches, grottos. When me and Casey Macon were telling y'all that them damn grottos that sit on Notre Dame campus are ancient culture grottos. So they sitting there telling you that these grotto and Gothic roofs and grottos coming out the ground, they turned this stuff into churches. Now watch this. In colleges, under the arch, armchair, the formation of a human figure, the chapel is most beautiful specimen of the Gothic in the cave. Two of three of the columns have richly foliated capitals like the Corinthian columns. Corinthian? There you go. Them Corinthian columns was all over here. We took that style of building around the world, people. Now they get to call it the Satan's council chamber. This is where they start to demonize your people for their ancient culture. Oh, that's Satan's chamber. Oh, that's Devil's Lake. Oh, that's Devil's Cave. And why y'all be, that's Devil's Tower, Devil's Peak. See, every time they put the devil on it, them your ancestor Leah right there in ancient time, they throw the devil on it. Devil's Tower, Devil's Lake in Wisconsin, the Devil's Chamber in Kentucky, the Satan's Council. See, that's what they do. How you got Corinthian columns in the devil's chamber. You hunter-gatherers. You got Corinthian columns, beautiful in the devil's chamber, huh? Y'all demonize the nature's people of America. Y'all demonized them when we went across the world and taught y'all as everything. Y'all still demonizing them. Y'all gonna stop that. Now, roll the coin. Lucifer on his throne. See? Imitation of Gothic architecture to that of the Egyptian. The series of Egyptian tombs in its place, angle, meeting point, serving several caves. Now, what these people are doing is what I want y'all to see. I want y'all to show y'all this stuff real. I want to show y'all this stuff is real. Now, it's a part in here I want to show y'all. Let me find it. It's a name of a something they put there. Cave, Martin's Pictures, Council, considered to be. It's something I want to show y'all in this receipt. Might be at the top. Let me see. The ballroom. School of Theo. This is Christianity, people. The school of these people come to these chambers, and then they come back and use it as church stuff, right? And then they put their Greek symbolism on top of ancient culture. This is what they doing, right? From the center of the rise of the mountain of big stones, rudely piled on one on another, in a gradual slope, 100 feet high. On the top rests a huge rock as big as a house called Satan's Throne. You get it? Ancient culture put that rock up there. Y'all call it Satan's Throne. You get it? They demonizing your culture. Now, let me see, can I find that receipt? Hold on. Might be here. Hold on. They talked about this statue they put there. I can't find it though. Statue they put there. Gothic windows and all that type of stuff. Deserted chambers. All this stuff was already here, people. Where is the name of that? But I want to show y'all something. What they say right there. Angelica's Grotto. Angelica's Couch. See that? Where it says it? In Kentucky, people. See that? In Kentucky. In Kentucky. Ancient culture shit. Angelica's Grotto. It's in one of these receipts. Angelica's Grotto. Y'all see it, let me know. I can't find it. But it's in one of these receipts. But they're talking about Angelica. They put the stuff there in the grotto, right? This the ancient culture stuff, and they put this other stuff there. Roll the coin. Might be in this receipt. But anyway, as you can see, this stuff is real. It's there. The stuff's still there. They talk about it in the old newspaper. Now, let's go through that real quick. What I just showed y'all. These people went through an entrance. You go through a cavern. You find like a ballroom, a big room carved out of stone. You go through there, you find the catacombs of mummies sitting on all type of rock stone thrones, right? You keep going, you run into like an area where the columns are at. And you keep going and you go into like a cathedral. Every great thing built in the world got one of them on the front of it. The entrance was shaped like a pyramid. They lit up. They told you that. Then you go into the big ballrooms. Then you go into the burial of the mummies around the wall in stone. Then you go into a room with pillars, Corinthian pillars. Then you go into another room that looked just like a Catholic cathedral. What did that teach us? What does that teach us? That teaches us that all of these building styles come from a certain people. The pillars, the pyramid, the ancient so-called Tartarian churches. That teaches us that the ancient culture was already building stuff that looked like these things that came later inside of caves. You get it? And they was using the same materials that they done in the ancient times, pulled it out and built Capitol buildings. Because it's the same structures, but they're just not in the cave no more. Now you evolve to build these structures outside in the middle of Kodesh, outside in the middle of ancient farmland. And you go in there and you store crops and you show respect to the earth, a meeting place for our people. Now, hunter-gatherers came and found these buildings already here. Already here. And turn them into Capitol buildings, Senate buildings, schools, churches. You get it? Because ain't no way all of them structures built inside no cave in America, people. And then y'all found mummies there. So that further lets me know these building styles that y'all call Corinthian columns come from here. Prisons, you're exactly right. The bloodline of the builder of those buildings, the so-called fake Tartarian name, they say it came from one of the tribes of America. So all that building around the world in Greece came from us. The first pyramids on the Nile, us. Sumerian mounds, us. All them buildings in Russia called Tartarian buildings later on down in history, us. All them castles sitting up on the mounds, us. Because the building style they are speaking of inside this cave has to be ancient. Anything built inside of a cave with rooms is some of the oldest places known to humankind, to mankind. You build an elaborate living quarters with 12 rooms with fresh water running beside them in a cave. That is ancient. Used for protection. Used to confuse you when you come in there so they can go upside your head because you don't supposed to be up in here. Now, so I want y'all, when I put this video on YouTube, go back and look at the whole receipt, but I want y'all to understand that the only way you can decipher this stuff, you gotta see it. You gotta see it in a prehistoric culture before you can see it in a new culture. Stuff just don't pop up out of nowhere like this because it takes a long time to get to this building style, right? So you must see this in prehistoric culture evolving into master builders. You get it? They were master builders in the cave, but once you get it outside and put it under structure on its own, it's sure enough a master building place. So if you see these pillars inside a cave and then you get to looking around, now that's in Lexington, Kentucky, right? Now, you get to see in these pillars inside the caves with domes. Like I showed y'all, these places had domes. Freestanding domes, people. Built out of rock in a cave. Up there by the ground, you can see the sunlight coming through the dome down underground. This shit was built elaborately. Now, when you get to seeing this right here, and then you get to asking yourself who built it. Who built this in Kentucky? Lexington, Kentucky. Who built it? Who built it? They just showed you inside the cave the pyramid at the front door. Then you get columns and domes. You get it now? This our building style, people. This our shit, people. Roll the coin. All the building styles around the world that are monumental, I just showed you in a cave in Kentucky. Because if we didn't have no ancient culture building this stuff, it wouldn't be in no cave. Because that is the oldest form of stone building inside of a stone cave. Then you evolve to start to pull the stone out of the cave or the quarry and build the building outside as you evolve. That's where these buildings come from. That's why I researched mound builders and mounds found along the quarries of where the granite and limestone come from to build these buildings. It's always a cave. It's always a mound and a cave where the limestone that built the damn Capitol buildings come from. Our people are still buried there. 8 acres underground is massive. Y'all ain't feeling me, bro. You got to feel me, bro. This is crazy work. This will never be done again. It's still in Kentucky right now. They got gates up in the cave, people. Go research the Mammoth Cave, the X cave. Go research them. They got gates up in them caves. You can't even go on a certain side of the cave. That you walk through this side and you can't go through that side. What's over there? You'll walk right into one of them damn columns. Boop, damn, a Corinthian column in the middle of a cave. What the hell? Then he gonna hit you. Man, come on. This ain't no Native American. This nigga that built the whole cave with beautiful Corinthian alabaster columns. Them the same columns on the Greek buildings. Corinthian columns and mummies in tombs and stone caskets. Inside a cave in Kentucky. Like Finesse Two-Time. Mummies know Egypt. Mummies know culture. Y'all are damn. Y'all lying, bro. Ain't no way. And then, bro, all of these Capitol buildings all over America, people. Just imagine how this place looked before they tore it up. The remnants of our people still there, but they tore down the other buildings around it. Now, imagine if all that stuff was still in these capital cities. all these leaders, all these great thinkers and inventors and builders. Imagine if it was still there. Imagine. Imagine. So when we go back and look at the World's Fair, and we got dumbass niggas teaching, look at the building got Morocco on it. Look at the building got Spain on it. Look at the World's Fair got Italy over there. There go Palestine. Shut your ass up. Don't you know the World's Fair flew in these cultures to set up a shop and teach their culture on the World's Fair? That ain't what the building come from, fool. It's called the World's Fair, nigga. That don't mean the building was named Morocco. That means some Morocco people was in the building teaching their culture at the World Fair. Them our buildings. We ain't got to name that shit no Morocco and Italy and Spain. And what we got to do that for? Finesse? What are we doing that for? Them people came and done a World Fair on our shit. And you want to teach why Morocco there? Because the Moors was there. Because the Moors come from Morocco. That shit is stupid. Y'all be using anything y'all can grab for them fake ass receipts, bro. All cultures came to Tamari during the World's Fair and set up shop in buildings that was already there. You hunter, gatherer. You get it? That's why it's called the World's Fair. That's why the state fair comes to your city from another state. It's the same shit. It's a Houston, it's a Texas fair in Mississippi. It's called the state fair because it's in Mississippi. But them people ain't from Mississippi who running that fair. No. Listen to me, y'all. We've been conditioned to learn at a rate that is messed up. We've been conditioned to learn certain things that ain't true at all. We've been conditioned because people push it off on us so much, our mind starts to accept it, right? We can't accept this knowledge no more. A lot of this stuff is just pushed on us, right? Give you an example. Let me give y'all an example. Now, what you must understand about motherfuckers pushing knowledge on us, it ain't got shit to do with the truth. People are pushing a narrative that doesn't go with the truth, right? Let me see what this is. I got to teach this one more time. Now, land patents, people. 19th century policy of a land allotment. Dawes Act, right? Massive loss of our land. If you're looking for land patents on the southeast, what happened to them? The government sold off land that had been confiscated from indigenous people and land patents for colonizers. So the original land your ancestor was on got sold to a hunter-gatherer land patent long time ago. Guess what kind of land patent they gave you? relocated. Now, the land in Georgia, they lotteried the land off for white motherfucking settlers. While y'all steady screaming land patents, they land patent your real land to the white settlers. They gave you a land patent in the West, Oklahoma. Nigga, let's get down to the truth. Let's teach this shit. Quit trying to trick my people, bro. The land patent for your grandmama land was gave to white motherfucking settlers. Don't you get it? Because that is the plentiful land. Lottery winners claimed their land with pieces of paper before your people ever even left the land. They came and kicked your ass off the land from a land patent. This what y'all want to teach gonna save the niggas? You done lost your motherfucking mind. Now, and I ain't trying to be funny, I ain't trying to sneak this. I gotta teach this shit the way it got to be taught, because we've been hearing this shit forever, but we don't understand the truth. Protocol, hold on. Protocol, hold on. Protocol, put the call in the chat. Let me finish it up. I got my kinfolk, my cousin, them outside. Put the call in the chat. Put the call in the chat. Put the call in the chat. Call in the chat. Call in the chat. My kinfolk outside. They on my ass. I gotta do something for them. But anyway, white settlers took the land in the southeast, people. They lotteried and gave your land away from the roll of the motherfucking dice and gave your land away where your ancestors buried it in the southeast to white settlers. Now, what is the land pattern that they gave us? Let's go look at that real quick. The land pattern they gave us was in the West. In the West. The federal land is in the West. So you move unsettled lands in the West. 1830, Trail of fucking Tears, you move them niggas to the West. You land patent they land off in the South, and you give them land patents to barren lands in the West. So when I get find a land patent with my name on it, it's in the fucking West. It ain't got nothing to do with the Southeast, where they been lotteried off my shit to hunter-gatherers. I love you and I'm in love with you. I hope you know a way to study that shit now and quit listening to them damn federal government ass, Moorish teaching ass niggas. Because they hooked to federal teachings. We know the truth now. Be safe out there.